This is Will Tillman, and this is Tillman's Take. These are my picks for week 11. Last week I had a rough week. I was 7-7. There were some upsets, but all in all, I'm having a pretty good season. So this is week 11 picks. We got the Packers at the Seahawks. In this matchup, I like the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been playing pretty well of late. They played another tough game, the second game in a NFC West divisional game last week against the Rams, which they could have won that one, but they fell short 36-31. In this matchup, I like the Hawks. They're playing much better on both sides of the ball, especially the defensive side of the ball. And I like the Hawks to win this one 25-22. Then we have the Broncos at the Chargers. We know the Chargers are in the top three best teams in the AFC, top three, top four. And in this matchup, in the AFC West matchup, I like the Chargers 27-21. When you have a divisional game, it's always tough no matter what your opponent's doing in the division. Cowboys against the Falcons, 2-4-5 teams. Cowboys coming off that good solid win at Philadelphia. Even though you Eagles fans won't admit it, won't give the Cowboys credit. The Eagles have all type of problems. We know they lost Ronald Darby for the season with an ACL injury, torn ACL, and they also are depleted in the secondary right now. So in this matchup, like I said, the Cowboys did a good job last week in beating the Eagles. In this matchup, though, I like the Falcons. The Cowboys normally don't play well on the road. They got their first road win against the Eagles, which was a surprise to me because every time I pick the Cowboys to win, they lose, and then when I pick them to lose, they win. So they're inconsistent. I like the Falcons in this one, 28-24 in Atlanta. Then we got the Panthers at the Lions. Lions are up and down as well. I like the Panthers. They're playing pretty well of late, even though I know they got blown out recently against the Steelers. I like the Panthers on the road, 28-23. And then we got the Titans, who just beat New England, whooped all up on New England this past week. They're at Indianapolis to play the Colts. The Colts are in the top five, top four in offense. They average right around 30 a game or just under 30 a game. That'll be an interesting game. But I like the Colts and Andrew Luck in this matchup at home, 26-22. Then we got the Bucks, who lost last week to the Skins at home against the Giants, who are coming off a good win at San Francisco. This is a toss-up. As we know, Odell Beckham said they're going to win 7 straight or 8 straight. Now they got 7 left to get in the playoffs with help. To me, that's unrealistic. I just don't see the Giants getting in the playoffs. But a good goal that OBJ set. I like the Bucks on the road against the Giants in a close one, 30-24. Then we got the Texans versus the Skins. Actually, a very interesting matchup. An AFC South team against an NFC East team. 2 6-3 teams that are playing fairly well. I wanted to pick Washington in this matchup, but Washington has injuries on both sides of the ball as well. The Texans, I think, are playing just a little better right now, and I think Deshaun Watson and company will go into D.C. and beat the Skins. I like 24-19. Then we have in an AFC North divisional game, the Steelers at the Ravens. The Ravens are having, the Jaguars. The Steelers are playing the Jaguars. Jaguars are having all type of problems on both sides of the ball, especially offensively. I know they get Fournette back this year or this week, but he's been out the whole season so far. How strong is that hamstring? What type of shape is Fournette in? I like the Steelers in this one on the road, 29-20. Then we have an AFC North matchup between the first one I just mentioned, the Steelers, Jaguars. That's an AFC North matchup. And then another AFC North matchup is the Bengals at the Ravens. Both teams are not doing well right now. We know the Bengals just got clobbered this past week against the Saints. And in this matchup is a toss-up. I like the Ravens at home, 27-22. Then we got two of the worst teams in the NFL, especially the Raiders. They're at the Arizona Cardinals. This will be a low-scoring game. I like the Cardinals in this one, 20-13. Then we got a good matchup here, the Eagles at the Saints. I just think this is the worst time that the Eagles can get the Saints. We know the Saints are the best team in the NFC conference now. They're 9-1. They're playing on all cylinders. On offense, the defense can improve. We know they just lost their new acquisition, Des Bryant, to a torn ACL injury, but they're still playing on all cylinders. I like the Saints in this one. I think the Eagles will keep it close for a little bit, but I think the Saints will have a big quarter. I like the Saints 37-23. And the reason why is predominantly, it has nothing to do with the Eagles' front four, front five, or even six. It's that secondary that will get exposed by the Saints, like most teams in the NFL do with the Eagles this year, exposing their secondary. So once again, the Saints win 37-23 Saints. And then our last two games, we got an NFC North matchup, the Vikings at the Bears. Another good matchup. Both teams do very well in stopping the run. Statistically, they're very even, but I just like the Bears to grind it out a little bit more. They'll put their defense will put enough pressure on Cousins to make a mistake or two. He'll throw one or two picks, but he'll throw 2 or 3 touchdowns. In this matchup, I like the Bears in a close one, 27-22. And then on Monday night, which I believe the game is being moved from Mexico City to the Los Angeles Coliseum, two 9-1 teams, two great offenses. I think the Chiefs averaged 35.3, the Rams 33.8, but the Rams defense is slightly better. They give up 23.1 to the Chiefs 24. So the differential for one is 11 point something and the other one's 10.6 or 7. It's so close of a matchup. This matchup comes down to who runs the ball better, the Chiefs and Hunt or the Rams and Gurley. The Chiefs run it for about 117, 120 a game, and the Rams run it for 144. So I think the Rams run it a little better. And of course, I don't know the torn ACL injury to Cup or Coop, how much that will hurt or not hurt the Rams. But I like the Rams in a close one, 34-31. Both teams are averaging over 30 points a game. It gets no better than this offensively. And these are my picks, for Week 11. And the games that are key to me are, of course, the Chiefs at the Rams. That's the best game for Week 11. That's a great matchup. Then the Vikes and the Bears. That's another good matchup. Eagles at the Saints. That would have been even a better matchup than the Chiefs and Rams if the Eagles were playing better. But still a good matchup. Texans and the Skins are an interesting matchup. Broncos at the Chargers, and the Packers at the Hawks. So I look at about 6 key games for Week 11. So this is Tillman's Take. Everybody have a great Wednesday morning and day. I'm out, and we'll come and talk more on Friday after Thursday's game between the Packers at the Hawks. So this is Tillman's Take. I'm out.